that the young person is actively contemplating change. So it is the role of the practitioner then to explore exactly how the young person is thinking about change. So there's quite a few things you like about smoking cannabis, that's clear. And then when you think about things that you don't like about it, well, there's the long-term health costs, but we're not really that sure about what they are. And then there's these more acute health effects, being short of breath.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. I mean, I stopped going swimming. I work in a leisure centre, and I was going swimming regularly. And every time I went in the pool, I think I would do, you do the swimming thing, and, you'd move your arms. Well, some people could swim 25 meters and have no problems. I would probably roll my arms about 3 times, so that's probably about less than 2 meters, and I would be very out of breath. I can't. Things like running, I get a stitch very quickly. I get out of breath very quickly. Things like singing, I love singing, but even that's hard to do because I get out of breath. It's really, really bad.
So it does have quite an effect upon you.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, I wouldn't just blame smoking cannabis for that. I would just say that I'm a bit unfit than I used to be. Maybe if I was a little bit more, if I was how I was when I was a little bit younger, then I wouldn't have as much problems. But obviously, smoking cannabis does put towards it.
Sure. And did you say that your use has changed over the last few years? You've moved to a position now where you're much more careful about when?
Definitely, yeah, because I mean, I'm a lot older, and when I was with my boyfriend, it was a plan to give up completely. But first we had to try and cut down. So it started for a bit. I mean, I stopped smoking for like 8 months, and I tried to smoke cigarettes, and I stopped smoking those for a long time. And then, everything just got expensive, and then I got stressed again, and obviously I started again. And we was actually planning to stop, and then, but I think we have cut down a lot more than when, a few years back, like you said. And I'm more careful, but I still smoke a bit. So,
Sure.
it still does count towards it all.
Well, and if I've understood you correctly, the way that you smoke now is different than the way that you smoked before.
Definitely.
So a very simple device for exploring ambivalence is simply to ask what are the good things and the less good things about the drug use in question. Most people have good reasons for doing the things that they do. So I'm guessing you've got lots of things you like about taking drugs. Why don't you tell me a bit about them?
Well, basically smoking weed, but before, when I first actually started, I would more say I got into it through my peers, basically. So it wasn't really a decision whether I liked doing it or not doing it. I just did it basically to fit in. But then now, I would say basically I just like the feeling it gives me. Basically, it allows me to basically to just relax and just forget about all the stresses of the day. After, say, I went college, when I come home, I will smoke, and then it's the separation, it's division, basically.
Okay.
Basically from work to playtime, you just relax, and I've just got into a habit where I feel the need to be like that quite a lot of the time.
Okay.
Enjoy it.
So you like how it makes you feel?
So, what would you say are some of the good things about your cannabis smoking?
You seem to laugh more.
Like
you forget things and you're just happy.
Okay, so it's kind of helps you to forget things, and it's a bit of a laugh with your friends. Is there anything else that you like about it?
Not anymore. Like when I was younger, I liked it, but I don't know. We need to stop now to grow out of it.
Okay. And so, if on the one hand you kind of like the fact that it kind of gives you a laugh and relaxes you and that sort of thing, what would you say are the not so good things about your smoking?
It makes you lazy. You forget things. Like I've got a short temper now and stuff like that.
And so when you talk about your short temper, how does that kind of, do you think the cannabis use has something to do with the short temper? In what way? How do you?
I don't know, like little things get to me now. Like before I could just like bear it, but now any small thing could get me angry.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anything else about your cannabis use that you don't like?
It's like takes all my money. Well, not all of it, but a lot of my money as well.
Okay. So it's expensive as well.
Yep.
Yep. And you mentioned that you're engaged in a lot of sports, and that sort of thing. Do you find that your smoking gets in the way of any of your sports or anything like that?
I don't know, it's like I'm kind of used to it, but I think if I stopped I could be so much better.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So it would appear that on the one hand you enjoy smoking for now. It's kind of something that you do with your friends and it relaxes you and you can have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there's a downside, and that is that it's expensive.
It upsets my mum as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my family, they don't like it at all.
Okay. So it has an impact on how other people respond to you as well. So on the one hand it's relaxing and fun, and on the other it can be expensive. It can affect your relationships with your mum and other people, and it's not so good for your sport. And
Like a lot of people in my sport, they don't know that I smoke.
Right.
And they probably wouldn't believe it if I told them either.
Okay.
But,
Okay. So you kind of feel that it's a bit of a secret too. There's kind of a side of you that
My
other
second
people
life.
don't know about. Yeah, and like you mentioned, you have kind of some smoking friends and other friends that you play sport with. So it's kind